Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, for.
अरे भाई हेलो बैठ जाइए अरे बैठ जाइए.
Honorable Minister is here. She will give a spirited reply. Why do you need to give such a spirited reply? Honorable Chairperson, thank you very much for permitting me to participate in this very important discussion today under 193 on price rise. We've all been very keen for a very long time that we discuss this in the House and we hear from the Honorable Finance Minister what are the reasons. Many reasons have already been given for that, but what are her plans going forward to ensure that the two major linchpins of this price rise, which is food inflation as well as fuel inflation, of how she proposes to deal with both. Because these are trying times, and I quite understand the Finance Minister's predicament. She's got a hard job on her hands. The conditions around the world make it very difficult for any Finance Minister today to deal with the current situation. But I think some amount of serious introspection is also required as to whether the course that we've followed over the past 4 or 5 years has borne fruit or not. I've had the occasion to say this earlier in my role as a member of the Standing Committee of Finance. The demonetization issue was raised by one of my colleagues. This continues to remain a bugbear. The government has to seriously introspect that if 15,90,000 crores was the cash in circulation in 2016, and the idea was to take India to a cashless economy, to make India into a digital economy, how is it that in 2022 the cash in circulation today is 30 lakh crores? It has almost doubled. So therefore, are there some seminal mistakes being made? I mean, I understand that the RBI governor will immediately tell us that a part of it was because of COVID, there were massive withdrawals at that point. But it still doesn't, people wanted to hoard cash, etc., etc. But these don't really touch the central nerve. The mountains of cash, I'm sorry, that are from all shades of political sides. The mountains of cash that we see on television, one in UP was 140 odd crores, one now somewhere else is 50 odd crores. I mean, there's mountains of cash which is being hoarded and which is being generated and which is obviously escaping the tax system. Why is it continuing to escape the tax system is something that we need to seriously introspect, because unless in this country you expand the tax base, and I know the Finance Minister has told us that it's gone up enormously to 9 crore people now paying tax. But how many of them are paying how much tax? That's the point. By merely becoming an assessee and by merely filing a tax return, that doesn't make it a productive tax return. Mr. Nishikant Dubey trotted out a familiar argument which everybody on the government benches trots out, that we are a victim today of the oil bonds that the UPA government floated, and therefore these fuel prices are a result of that. We have to keep increasing fuel prices. I don't know if the actual figures are to your knowledge, because if they are to your knowledge, a man of your erudition and your objectivity would not raise this. Let me give you some actual figures. The actual figures are that from 2014 to 2022, 27 lakh, as Mr. Manish Tiwari said, 27,27,000 crores has been generated by way of oil revenues. Mr. Dubey, you will be astonished to learn that both interest and principal taken together between 2014 and 2022 that has been repaid by way of oil bonds is only 93,600 crores. So 27 lakh crores, 93,000 crores, the total payment made towards oil bonds from the revenue collected is 3.4%. 3.4%. So therefore, please do not keep telling us that oil prices are going up because we have to service oil bonds. That's not an accurate description. The fact of the matter is oil prices are going up because you have to balance your budget. The finance minister has a hard job balancing budget. I can understand that there is a massive amount that is going out towards your Manrega bills, towards your free food that you're giving out to the poor. No question, those are laudable objectives. Any government today would be called upon to do it. But therefore, it calls for more prudent economics. Rather than what I have always said is, and pardon my saying so, Madam Finance Minister, but this is lazy taxation. This is, you basically are engaging in what is rank lazy taxation. This is something that can easily be plucked. So therefore, it's a low-hanging fruit. Let's keep plucking it. And let's keep torturing today the youth and the women of this country who are in serious dire states. सुषमा स्वराज जी की बात मनीष जी ने कहा कि सुषमा जी यहाँ खड़े होकर बोली कि गृहिणी के आंसू बहते हुए मुझे देखा नहीं जा रहा है. गृहिणी के आज आंसू नहीं बह रहे हैं. आज गृहिणी के खून के आंसू बह रहे हैं. ये सिर्फ आंसू नहीं बह रहे हैं. और युवक लोगों के भी आज खून के आंसू बह रहे हैं. जब पेट्रोल पंप पर रोज सुबह जाकर 39 times petrol has been increased in 21-22, and thereafter price of petrol has been increased 76 times between 20 and 21. I mean, every morning you go there, it's 50 paise up, 75 paise up, 1 rupee up. And these boys, young boys today who work as couriers, who work as delivery boys, for them that's their lifeline. They can't do without those motorcycles. And every day they go back with less money in their pockets because you continue to raise fuel prices rampantly because you have no other way of garnering your revenues. Therefore, for your revenue generation, Madam Chairperson, Madam Finance Minister, I urge you once again that please do not heed the advice of bureaucrats who are giving you, with great respect, lazy advice. I will tell you straight away one example. There is a whole brouhaha in the country that steel prices are going up. So therefore, put an export duty on iron ore. No difficulty. You put an export duty on finished steel. You put an export duty on plus 58 iron ore, which is used in steel production. Why have you put a duty on under 58 when not a gram of under 58 grade ore is sold in this country or will ever be sold in this country? Nobody uses it. A state like Orissa today is liable to lose 15,000 crores this year, apart from the foreign exchange, Madam Finance Minister, that the government of India will lose. We will lose by way of our revenues 15,000 crores. We've been crying from pillar to post that this is a needless cess. It's an environmental hazard because ultimately you cannot stop mining under 58. If you mine over 58, you will also mine under 58. That is piling up needlessly. It can easily be exported, but you've put such a countervailing duty on it that it becomes uneconomical. And nobody is willing to listen, that there is no rationale to this. So there must be some rationale, and for that I believe that the political guidance is the only way going forward. This cannot be in the hands of bureaucrats because, with the greatest respect, I think they have a tunnel vision which they will never get out of in this country. That's a fact. Madam Chairperson, Madam Finance Minister and Honourable Chairperson, one other astounding fact needs to be brought to the knowledge of this House. Is this House aware that in 2019, 1,44,017 Indians gave up their citizenship? 1,44,017. This is told to the Lok Sabha on the 19th of July. This number came down during COVID to 85,256. But now in 2021, this number of people who are giving up Indian citizenship and taking up citizenship of St. Kitts, Belize, Portugal, all over the world, is 1,63,370. It's all very well for us to say good riddance. आप बोल सकते हैं कि ठीक है, नहीं चाहिए तुम्हें भारतीय citizenship तो निकल जाओ यहाँ से. The fact of the matter is, these are all high net individuals. They are wealth creators. Let us not kick them in the face and say, get out, we don't need you. let us ask them, what is your problem? Why are you giving up Indian citizenship and taking up citizenship of tax havens abroad? I'm sorry, this is not a, we all need to reflect. You know, this is a matter for collective reflection in this House. Because after all, the Indian passport is a matter of great pride for all of us. So if people are giving up the Indian passport, Madam Finance Minister, you have to look within your ministry to see whether your CBDT, whether your Enforcement Directorate, whether your CBI, whether all these agencies together is making life so difficult today for high net individuals in this country that A, you are not making it easy for them to be happily tax compliant. Tax them at rates, tax them in a manner that they will be proud and happy taxpayers. Today they are not, which is why they are running away from this country. Number one. Number two, give them an atmosphere and an environment in this country where you say that you're, and the Prime Minister has repeatedly said this. He says, I respect wealth creators. I respect wealth generators. So give them a feeling that if you're a wealth creator and a wealth generator, you're not a sinner, you will not be punished. If we all reflect on this, and I believe our policies are in consonance with some progressive thinking, I believe that there are issues that can be easily resolved. It's a large country we have, despite the Ukraine war, despite all this, I think we have enormous internal resources, and this 130 crore population in this country is capable of collectively generating massive wealth, of being great wealth creators. But for that, we have to unshackle what are known as the animal spirits of this country and its people. I appeal to you, Madam Finance Minister, to kindly pay heed to what I have said in right earnest, and I say this in the best spirit of bipartisanship. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.